Up next, the Jazz taking on the Hornets. For the Utah Jazz, the journey of a new season starts now. But there's so much excitement for these teams and for their fan bases on day one of the season.
That's typical for all fan bases on the opening day of the season. I mean, the whole season is in front of you. Optimism runs high for just about everybody.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Markkanen and Kessler man the post positions. Then there's Bailey. Then it's George. And it's Makalu in at the two guard.
Looking strong on the drive. Bailey using his length to work his way to the bucket.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
I caught up with Coach Charles Lee. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Kevin?
All right, Allie, thank you for that. The Hornets shooting their first free throw of the contest.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
To the paint. And Markkanen throws it down.
Yeah, and there's no substitute for determination. Markkanen, once he sets the pick, rolls with force and purpose.
So, GA, Coach Charles Lee of the Hornets, spending a decade as an NBA assistant coach. He has really paid his dues.
Yeah, 4 years with the Hawks, 5 in Milwaukee, part of that title team. 1 in Boston as well, another title. So he's been a part of winning, now trying to translate that to Charlotte.
Nice setup. Excellent team basketball.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Pass to Kneppel. Here is Miller. Now, here's Ball. 5 on the clock. Kessler with the rebound. For Utah, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Kessler, the screen. George passes to Kessler. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Well, the Jazz have traded away a lot of their veterans, but all-star Lauri Markkanen still remains. After a down-shooting season a year ago, perhaps he needs to build his value back up around the league before they would consider moving him.
He can heat up in a hurry, that's for sure. We appreciate the update. Thanks, Shams. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Kessler's setting the pick for Markkanen. They get it back. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Hornets trail by 3. Now, here's Bridges. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. There's Miller with the 3. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
A huge reason Miller went so high in the draft. His three-point stroke. It's exactly what you want in a wing.
Markkanen a screen on Ball. To the middle. And Markkanen throws it down.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Miller outside. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And it's sent back by Kessler. Here's Bailey. He's covered by Ball. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Miller with a wide open look. Miller with another miss.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Kessler setting the pick for George. On the wing, Markkanen. Shoots over Bridges. And they double up Markkanen. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here's Charlotte. Here's Kneppel, defended by George. Shoots from the high post. Charlotte no good that time either.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And talking to Con Knipple, Greg, he has a burning passion to be great. Just tell him.
Yeah, he gets up before everyone else and goes to work. Some people have called him an old soul, just very mature and disciplined.
And a timeout called by Charles Lee. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. And some changes here for the Hornets. Diabate's checked in, and James subbed in for Knipple. James in the high post. Here's Collier. Bridges with the board.
He took it up strong, but the defense was ready for it.
59 seconds left in the first quarter. To the left side wing. Ball with a wide open look. And once again off the mark by Charlotte. Jazz leading by 4. There's the pick. Down low, Filipowski, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Diabate's shot is good.
That is what we talk about. Make the next pass. Fantastic feed.
Here's Collier. He has yet to score. Pass to Hendricks. Can't get it to fall. And so the first quarter is in the books. Jazz lead by 4. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
And guys, they've done a great job feeding their bigs inside. They are just punishing the opposition in the paint.
They've also displayed a real unselfishness as a team, moving the basketball well, sharing the rock, and giving everybody a chance to participate in the offense.
So on the floor for Utah, Anderson is up there with Kyle Filipowski. Then it's Keontae George. Then there's Jusuf Nurkic, and it's Collier in at the shooting guard position. Clark, the Hornets with a bunch of promising young players, hoping they can jumpstart this rebuild.
And if guys like LaMelo and Brandon Miller can stay healthy, Kevin, that's going to be key. It would not surprise me at all to see them make a big jump forward.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
So a moment now to see the story on Jusuf Nurkic. How he did last season. Put up about 9 points per, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you can't downplay the importance of good size off the bench.
Space invader, a big guy who simply holds his ground and makes opponents work around him. That's good stuff.
Here's Bridges, and Bridges jams it in.
And that is why Bridges is considered a premier dunker.
Let's see the connected cam angle on that stunning play, brought to you by AT&T. George against Sexton, and it's in there. George has got the lead up to 6 now for Utah.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
The Jazz making a switch here. Hendricks is checked in. Bridges shot good.
Getting Bridges something within the rhythm of the offense, I think that's good strategy, and I like it.
George looking around, diving in, and George with the stuff.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Pass to James. Looking for Bridges. He gets it there. 6 on the shot clock. Free throw line jump shot. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And it's Miller penetrating. Diabate's shot is good. Diabate's got his second basket. And Clark, something fundamental to good offense, but so often overlooked, the art of setting a terrific screen.
Tell you, a screen set well can do a lot for your offense and even for the screener. But it comes down to timing as well as footwork. You got to be able to set that screen legally, and then the ability to get out of the screen quickly is so important, as well as the correct angle.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Hornets are trying to create a winning environment. Coach Charles Lee said, quote, "We know this is a young team, so I want culture enhancers who help us build with their hard work and creativity. Having that energy coming into the building every day is the most important thing." Back to you, Kevin.
Looking to set the standard. Allie, we thank you very much. Here's Miller. Rebound by Nurkic. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. And that game will kick off a 4-game homestand. After Filipowski, doubled by Bridges. Here's Collier. James defending. Here's Hendricks. Takes it inside.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of it.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Plumlee is checked in for Miles Bridges. Knippel comes in for James. And Ball subbed in for Colin Sexton. Ball with the bucket.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
George passes to Kessler. The Hornets pull it in. Last time they met was in Utah, where they beat the Jazz.
Well, they coasted to the win in that one. Were dominant in the rebound department, and that was a huge factor.
And, you know, one of the things about winning the physical battle like they did in that game, it gives you a lot of confidence going into the next meet. You know you can push this team around in the paint and win the physical battle.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Ball up top, defended by George. Pass to Knippel. 4 on the clock. Here's Ball. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Out to the right wing. They swipe it. One-on-one fast break. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He's found his game in this second quarter, looking very assertive now.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
And here is Ball. Over George, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Getting the ball into the paint for a close range look. That's a nice pass.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Utah out in front, up by 3. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Fans, let's rev it up and get ready for your pocket bite. Arena Entertainment.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's...
You know, right now for Utah, I always prefer to start the season at home. They don't have that luxury, but sometimes the W...
And let's review how things are going for the Jazz. They find themselves in a tight one here at the half.
They've been choosy
when hunting for shots, guys. I like that. Trying to capitalize on every single possession.
Yeah, you love the consistency in their approach. And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at Miles Bridges, he's been playing really well.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. Knipple out there with Miles Bridges. That's the group starting the second half for Charles Lee.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all three levels.
He's covered by Kessler. An easy 2 points on the layup. He's got 9.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
George passes to Markkanen, and Markkanen throws it down.
You know, when Markkanen's in this deep, he should be dunking it every time. I like to see him use his size like that.
Pass to Knipple. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
George passes to Markkanen. Shoots over Bridges. The rebound by LaMelo Ball.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
To the inside. Back to Miller. Pass the ball. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Over the last 2 decades, Kemba Walker has been one of the few bright spots, Clark, for Charlotte basketball.
Yeah, you look back at his time there, he led the Hornets to their last 2 playoff appearances, Kevin. He retired as their all-time leading scorer, and now they're thrilled to have Kemba Walker back as a player enhancement coach.
And a moment now to see some numbers for George. He had a strong showing last season. He put in about 16 points a game last year, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
Inside, and Markkanen throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
I get the feeling, guys, that he may be sensing that this is a critical time in this game.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's George.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
Driving inside, and George with the stuff.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Hornets trail by 8. Miller outside. Bridges for 3. It's rebounded by Mikhailuk.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Outside, Ball. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
You know, as a playmaker, Ball can look off the defender and drop dimes with either hand.
Ball against George. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Ball kicks to Miller. Bridges against Markkanen. Bridges misses.
He has not been at his most efficient this quarter.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Hey, many have predicted an all-star future for Brandon Miller. He said, I don't really read anything like that. I just focus on what I can do today. It's all about the work. That's the only way to get better. I just came in with the mindset of making my team better and being a winning player. Kevin, that's for you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Colin Sexton, he's checked in for Charlotte.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
1:14 left in the third quarter of the game. George passes to Kessler. And Kessler throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Fires the 3. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Knipple with the bucket.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
George against Sexton. Kessler a screen on Sexton. Goes back up. And the layup good by Kessler. Kessler's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Boy, his activity on the glass so valuable to this team.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? Jazz lead by 9. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. So on the floor for Utah. Collier out there with George. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Kyle Filipowski. Defenders going at Colin Sexton should be mindful of his prowess in the paint, Greg. He's pretty tricky.
That's right, Kevin. We tend to think of guards like Sexton as perimeter pests. But Colin's a real plus when he's in close. Let him slip by you, and it's a deuce.
Here's Anderson. Got a piece of it. Now Miller. Pass the ball. Back to Miller. Plumlee dishes to Miller. Down low. Here's Diabate.
And you can put Miller on either side of that pick and roll action. He has a terrific IQ.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He knows every possession is critical now. Kevin Love's checked in for the Jazz. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
I was able to listen in on what Will Hardy was going over with his team. He said, this is who we are. This is the pace. Don't let up. He said it doesn't matter if they go on a run. What matters is how we respond. They plan to respond with a fury, guys.
Terrific, Allie. We appreciate the report. Let's go to the sideline. We've got something on Lauri Markkanen. So, Allie, what's his status?
Hey guys, the head athletic trainer of the Jazz was able to update me on the situation. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. A return to the floor was very 50-50. It's the kind of injury that would sideline many players, but everyone's built a little differently. So guys, he's gonna brave it out.
Thanks, Allie. We appreciate the update.
Yeah, my heart sinks for him. I mean, I really feel for him. It's no fun being hurt. Sitting out, you can't practice, you can't be part of the activity, can't help the squad. But right now, he's got to take care of his body, get his treatment, and focus on recovering so that he can get back into action down the road.
Hornets trail by 10. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Plumlee with a screen on Anderson. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Since entering the league, we've continued to see Miller grow as a playmaker.
And so George will bring it up for the Jam. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Love can't hit.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Ball against Anderson. And the shot is good. The Utah lead has been cut down to just 6 points in the bucket from Ball.
And what a move, guys. I mean, he's absolutely embarrassing him out there right now.
Boy, that was quite a move, an ankle breaker for sure. And then he calmly knocked down the shot. Well done.
Miller. Oh, he jams it in, leaving no room for error.
No need to worry, folks. Miller's saying, I got this.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. So both teams changing it up here. Markkanen a screen on Ball. Now Markkanen, big time jam. He was ready to receive and deliver.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Hey, defense has taken a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
And that's Cotton Knueppel with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Kessler with it. Markkanen outside. Kessler a screen on Bridges. Ball with the rebound. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Lays it in off the window.
Talk about coming up big. Ball not shying away from these moments.
George against Ball. Kessler a screen on Ball. George. Oh, and he feathers one right through. What touch.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Guys, when you're this hot, it's elementary. Let it fly. Keep staying at it.
Here's Knueppel. Here's the screen. Ball. He's off from 3.
Not a good shot at all, but that's what happens when you get desperate.
Now, here's George. We've got 1:08 left in the fourth quarter. Bridges with the steal.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here.
George against Ball. Outside Bridges. 5 to shoot. Takes the 3. Knocks down the 3.
Ball delivering big time, and that's real leadership right there.
Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And here's George. Markkanen a screen on Ball. Good!
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Yeah, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Round of applause, everyone. Your honeybees.
Now Knueppel, and it's sent back by Kessler. And so they foul intentionally.
Second team foul.
Here's George. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
LaMelo Ball. First personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Utah.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Boy, those were big free throws right there. Exactly how you want to close out a game.
And the Hornets call time here. 12 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
You know what? I'm sure crazier things have happened, or maybe not. It's a long shot, though.
And so it's Utah with the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. And so now, for Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Keontae George.